Yo, what's up guys, and welcome to a brand new video here on my channel. And after switching keybinds now for over 1 year, basically every new season, I kinda came up with my own keybind philosophy, how to differentiate dominant and secondary binds. And trust me, after watching this video, you will overthink your keybinds, and I don't think it will have a positive outcome if you ever try to switch them up. And even if you're, let's say, good on your current one, or you feel comfortable, feel free to swap them out and see if you can actually feel the difference. Since I came up with my own philosophy, which binds you should how use or utilize, and it would mean a lot to me if you would watch the entire video, because it's kind of hard to explain it and you have to watch the whole video to get the context. Don't just skip through and yeah, enjoy it. At the end, you will, I hope it will seem logical for most of you. If it doesn't, just keep on playing as you would. And yeah, if you enjoyed the content, boys, leave a like and a sub. I would really appreciate that. We gained so many subs over the last few weeks and months. I don't even know what to say. I'm just overall really appreciative, and I love you all so much. And yeah, have a good one, boys. I don't know when you're watching this. Maybe at midnight. Kevin, are you watching this at 3 AM? I don't know. I already see a random Kevin in the comment section like, yo, shout out. And yeah, boys, have a good one. And I love you all so much, and yeah, enjoy the content. So guys, yeah, here we are right now on my keyboard cam. It's right now 9:42 PM, and as it should be in winter or even summer, I think, it's dark outside, so therefore I have to use my normal lamp here. It's not the best light, therefore the picture is not the sharpest, but I hope it will serve the job. And yeah, nonetheless, I can show you now. If you take a look at my keyboard, you can see my build binds are highlighted right now, which are Q and V. So, and as optimal keybinds should be, if you press your binds, your fingers should not go off V, A, S, and D. For me, that didn't work quite perfectly, since I just don't have that much control over my pinky as some other people who can even edit on shift. I don't know how that's a thing. Chap, Face Dubs, I think he edits on caps lock. I don't know how that's a thing, but for me it didn't work, so I had to move my floor on Q, which isn't that big of a difference, and yeah, it's fine, it's close enough. But as I mentioned before, there are two types of builds. There are dominant ones, and like primary and secondary binds. And as I mentioned before, if you get shot, what is the first thing you press? Probably your wall, which for me would be here, this mouse button, or your staircase, which would be V. And I don't know, like a lot of people say when you should get binds, I see a lot of people who have the wall and ramp on the mouse. So, what's the difference now, you ask yourself? For me, I realized I can play way better when I have those two, which I would call dominant binds, on a single finger. So, and the difference is, if you would put your wall and ramp on your mouse, you would have two dominant binds at the same finger. And the only difference between pressing those two buttons is putting pressure either on the top or on the bottom of your thumb. That's the only difference, how you can actually differentiate which one you're pressing right now. And as you can see, when I'm moving around, I can press V with my thumb without any concern of losing my full movement control. And Q and cone are basically, they're not primary binds, they're not needed as much, and as I said, this whole philosophy basically just lets off that if you get shot in the shock moment, you just have to have full control over pressing your two primary dominant binds, which are, in my opinion, wall and ramp. And therefore, I would never recommend you putting your wall and ramp on the same device as mentioned, because, or let's say not on the same finger. And I know a lot of people have like X, C, V, and F and all of these binds here. Therefore I said, try to put really those two primary binds, those two dominant binds, on single fingers. And then like something like a cone, oh god, Jesus Christ, holy frick, something like a cone, you can put without any concern under it. Since it's a secondary bind, you don't need it as often, and you don't need it as, how should I explain it? You don't need full control over pressing a cone. Cones in the most are just to cone off people where you're like fully in a fight already and you know what you want to do. And it's nothing you would instantly maybe press in a moment of shock when you get shot. If you box up, the cone is the last piece you put basically on your box. And I hope I could explain it for you guys. And this philosophy, after really switching binds every season, I've tried all kinds of binds where I edited with Q, V, C, F, I don't know. I used also here wall and ramp. And I have to say, especially for people we had a struggle with, I don't know, you know, sometimes when you put your shit on mouse 4 and 5 and shift, you just swipe over the mouse, but you don't have individual control over each bind. And especially there, this can help you tons out. And if you're one of those players who can crank really well in creative, but when you're in an arena match and you need a specific bind in that situation and you struggle to pull it off, a specific build, because you just swipe over it and you don't have a feel for each individual build, this can help you a lot, guys. And I think this philosophy makes sense, since there are just builds you would use more often in a moment of shock, especially in a cup. Let's say you get lasered, you're right now healing, and your box gets, I don't know, someone pushes into a box or tries to get your wall, and you need to go out instantly and build a new box. These two builds are so much more important than a floor and a cone. And yeah, that's my whole philosophy of this video, guys. And if it was somehow helpful for you, I hope I could explain it the best way possible. I'm not a English native speaker, so therefore I don't know any synonyms right now to explain it, maybe in a more fancy way. But I think it makes sense. It makes sense. And let me know after you try this out. Try this maybe out for 1 or 2 weeks to switch over. If you feel confident with your current one, obviously go for it. But this is more like a guide for people who have, let's say, keybinds where you get it on mouse 4 and 5, like let's say your wall and ramp, but they don't feel confident with it. Well, W King. Or especially while pulling off a Mongol Classic, I felt this really much. I took the wall was completely fine to take, but then putting in the staircase, it just didn't feel right. I didn't have as much control over it. And especially this also counts as a moment of shock when you go for a Mongol Classic, you don't know what's going to happen. You're hoping for the best, you're going for the wall, putting in the staircase, and yeah, taking the 50-50. And yeah, I hope this was overall helpful for you guys again. And yeah, if it was, make sure to leave a sub and a like for more informative content like this. I'm trying out all kinds of content. I'm streaming almost every day on YouTube, and yeah, I do really appreciate the latest support, boys. I love you all so much. Have a great day, have a wonderful night. I don't know how late it is for you. Yeah, peace out, boys. And good luck in your next tournament.